In this world, there are things that we still do not understand, things that are unexplainable, or things that are paranormal at best, things that are out of our control, and we may never have an answer. These are top 3 unexplained occurrences. Number 1. One bright July evening in the year 1854, Orion Williamson was a rancher who lived with his wife and son in his farmhouse in Selma, Alabama. Orion was resting on his entryway patio with his loved ones. As neighbors, Armour Rand and his child, James, were cruising by on a horse carriage, Orion rose up and headed out to the field to move his ponies to the shade. The neighbors waved at their companion, Orion. Orion lifted his hand and waved consequently. He took a step and suddenly he disappeared. Mrs. Williamson, the Williamsons' youngster, Mr. Wren, and James couldn't accept the obvious reality. They all ran from the contrary sides of the field to meet where Orion had vanished. In the wake of looking for a really long time, they decided and went for help. Many individuals came to help look for the missing rancher. They looked through every last bit of the area. Geologists came and looked for openings, crevices in the field, or caverns nearby. Nothing was found. For quite a long time following the occurrence, Mrs. Williamson and her son heard Orion's voice calling to them from the spot that he disappeared in the field. They kept coming back to the area until his voice developed more weaker, blurring to a murmur and afterward vanishing completely. In the following spring, a circle of dead grass denoted from the horrendous spot where Orion had disappeared from presence on this plane. Could Orion disappear to another dimension, or was he kidnapped by aliens? At the time of the story, nobody truly knows whether the Williams story is genuine or simply an imaginary record that has been decorated throughout the long term, appearing first on paper and now on the web. Nonetheless, is a very creepy story. Number 2. The Missing Trio from Fort Worth. On December 23, 1974, Rachel Trillica, age 17, and Lisa Wilson, age 14, went to the mall to buy Christmas presents. As Lisa and her neighbors were leaving, Julie Mosley, age 9, asked if she could come along with them. Rachel's car was found in the Sears parking lot later that day. There were presents inside the locked car, but the girls had disappeared. Rachel's husband, Tommy, received a letter the following day. The letter read as follows: "Honey, the car is in the Sears upper lot. I'll see you in a week. I know I'm going to get it when I come back, but we just had to leave. Hope to see you in Houston. Love, Rachel. The note was written in a childish scrawl, and Tommy said it wasn't Rachel's handwriting. To this day, neither girl has ever been found. Number 3. Mystery and Death of Elisa Lam. Nobody knows how Elisa Lam died to this day. On January 31, 2013, the 21-year-old Canadian college student was last seen in Los Angeles' Cecil Hotel. However, the chilling hotel surveillance video that captured the final moments before her disappearance, let alone the other details that have surfaced since, have only raised more questions than they have answered, since her body was discovered in the hotel's water tank on February 19th. Her tragic demise has remained a mystery. Besides Elisa Lam, another prominent death connected to the Los Angeles hotel is that of Elizabeth Short, the Black Delilah victim, and serial killer Richard Ramirez. Elisa Lam's case was bizarre enough. In 2013, the 21-year-old Canadian student became missing during a stay in Los Angeles, only to turn up dead in a water tower on a hotel roof. The case unfolded in the infamous Death Hotel, which added to its chill. Lam, whose Cantonese name was Lam Ho Yi, lived at Stay on Main, a budget-friendly yet trendy hotel and hostel. However, Stay on Main was merely a rebranding of the Cecil Hotel, a notoriously dangerous hotel located on Skid Row in Los Angeles. Lam disappeared during her stay and was later found dead inside one of the building's water towers. Despite her death being ruled accidental, her case became a source of conspiracy theories, including some involving the supernatural. Lam's disappearance and death attracted attention for several reasons. She shared her musings and struggles with mental health through her post on Tumblr. Later, eerie elevator footage of her in the hotel, which may have documented her last moments alive, emerged, showing her moving and acting erratically before she vanished. Despite the colonel's office declaring Lam's death an accidental drowning, the case's strange details have spurred endless speculation about what really transpired. The internet is rife with theories about the tragedy, ranging from murder conspiracies to evil spirits. Elisa Lam arrived in Los Angeles on January 26, 2013, having just arrived by Amtrak train from San Diego. She was on a solo trip around the West Coast. She was heading to Santa Cruz. Her trip was supposed to be a getaway from her studies at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver, where she was originally from. Despite her family concerns, the young student was determined to travel alone. Lam kept her parents informed of her safety every day during the trip as a compromise. It was therefore unusual for her parents not to hear from their daughter on January 31, the day she was supposed to check out of her LA hotel, the Cecil. Her parents contacted the Los Angeles Police Department. Cecil's premises were searched by police, but they didn't find her. A police website soon posted surveillance footage taken from the Cecil Hotel cameras. Here's where things started to get strange. In the hotel video, Elisa Lam is seen acting strangely in one of its elevators on the date of her disappearance. Lam is seen stepping into the elevator and pushing all the floor buttons in the pixelated footage while walking into and out of the elevators. She poked her head sideways towards the halls of the hotel. A few more times, she peeked out of the elevator before stepping out. The video ends with Lam standing by the door, moving her hands in random motions. No one else is seen on the video. 2 weeks after the video became viral, on February 19, a maintenance employee named Santiago Lopez found Lam's dead body floating inside one of the hotel's water tanks. Lam's discovery came to light when hotel patrons complained about unusual taste coming from the tap water and low water pressure. The fire department chief told reporters that the tank in which Lam's body was recovered had to be drained out completely. The tank had to be pierced open from side to remove Lam's 5'4" physique. There is no indication of what caused Lamb's lifeless, floating body to fall into the hotel's water tank next to the same wardrobe she was seen wearing on the surveillance camera, or if someone else could have been involved. Hotel staff told LAPD that Lam was never seen with anyone in and around the hotel's premises. Autopsy results for Lam's case came out. It only provoked more questions than answers. According to the toxicology report, Lam took her prescribed medications, which she had to take for her bipolar disorder, but there were no signs of illegal substances or alcohol in her body. Santiago Lopez talked in detail about how much effort he had to exert just to find her body. Lopez took the elevator up to the 15th floor of the hotel soon after walking up the staircase to the top of the roof. Then he had to turn off the rooftop alarm and then climb on the platform where the 4 water tanks of the hotel are located. And after that, he had to climb another set of ladders to get to the top of the main tank. Only after all of that, Lopez noticed something very unusual. Lopez Santiago noticed the hatch to the main water tank was open, and when he looked inside, he saw an Asian woman lying face up in the water, approximately 12 inches from the top of the tank. Lopez's testimony suggested that it would have been extremely difficult for Lam to make it to the top of the water tank on her own. At least, not without anyone noticing. Chief engineer Pedro Tovar of the Cecil's Hotel also made it clear that it would be difficult for anyone to access the rooftop where the hotel water tanks were located without triggering set alarms. Only hotel employees who have the knowledge would be able to deactivate the alarm properly. If it was triggered, the sound of the alarm would reach the front desk as well as the entire top 2 floors of the hotel. However, one of the most peculiar aspects of her death was that it occurred at this particular hotel, which has been infamously morbid and checkered history. Elisa Lam's mysterious demise was not the first to happen at the infamous Cecil Hotel. In fact, the building's terrific, terrifying past has earned it a reputation as one of the most supposedly haunted properties in Los Angeles. Ever since its doors opened in 1927, the Cecil Hotel has been plagued by 16 different non-natural deaths and unexplained paranormal events. Other than Lam's, another famous death was that of the 1947 murder of actress Elizabeth Short aka the Black Delilah, who was reportedly seen drinking at the hotel bar in the days before her grisly demise. The hotel has also hosted some of the country's most well-known killers. In 1985, Richard Ramirez, known as the Night Stalker, lived on the top floor of the hotel during his horrific killing spree. 6 years later, after the Night Stalker incident, another known murderous patron moved in the hotel. Austrian serial killer Jack Unterweger, who earned the nickname Vienna Strangler. Given this situation, there is no assertive answer to the mystery behind the death of Elisa Lam, and it still remains unclear what happened to her and her untimely demise. Was she killed by someone in the hotel, or was it supernatural force? The obsession surrounding that mystery has remained in the public consciousness ever since. You could check out YouTube videos of Elisa Lam in the description. And if you have found this video interesting, then please subscribe and give a like. Till the next time.